Christmas has passed, and as you may have expected, I received a few coffees from family and friends, and this and that would be a hearty disservice for me not to review. Now, that being said, originally I was going to do a review, and I did do a review after I returned from Maine this summer, and I got a few coffees from there, and that was going to be my 10th episode special. Well, unfortunately, I accidentally deleted several of the clips after I'd finished all the editing process and it was all together. I didn't know that even though they had already been placed in iMovie, that if I deleted them in my photos, they were permanently gone. I didn't know that, so pardon that. I had whole review just down the toilet. I have several coffees I'm going to go through here. I'm going to try to narrow it down to 3 that I received just to be a little bit easier. And I'm not going to go into the usual hubbubaloo as I do about certain roasters, but I will give very, very brief scenarios as of who these roasters are, and then that's it.
So this is Onyx's Krampus Roast. They are out of Arkansas, and they have some really great single origins and packaging. The flavor notes are described as dark chocolate, citrus oil, baking spice, and vicious.
Well, this is extremely buttery. I tasted more of the dark chocolate last night when I brewed it. Today I'm tasting more of what they're describing as the, I think, baker's spice. I could be wrong. Slight bit of acidity in the aftertaste that may be the citrus oil. But yeah, I think the best part about this coffee is that it's very warm. Obviously it's very warm because it's, it's heated up bean juice. But what I'm saying here is that it's, I don't know, it's a very wintry kind of coffee because it's, it'd be good with, a slice of pie. It's more sweet than exotic, but at the same time, it's, this is described as a dark roast. There's a lot of nuance to it. It's not just, your typical, dark roasted to the point of, there's no discernible flavor other than it being burnt coffee taste. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like it lacks multiple layers. This actually has 2 or 3 layers of flavor. You have the round body of like the, a little bit of that dark chocolate, and I taste a little bit of what they're describing as baking spice, and then the aftertaste has just a slight bit of acidity. I mean, all around, it's an excellent cup. I'd probably give it an 8.5 out of 10. This is one of the better dark roasts I've had, and it's a shame in the coffee world, dark roast can be kind of scoffed at, as being, second wave or what have you. But I mean, really, if you have good roasting equipment and a good company that actually, has variety to it, the fact that they're taking on dark roast as much as the light roasted exotic stuff, that is really cool. And all the other coffees I've tried from Onyx are fantastic. I tried the Tropical Weather a long time ago, as mentioned. I tried 1 or 2 other ones. Yeah, this one is really, really good. So today in the Java Hour, I will be doing something I have never done before on the show, and that is make something with my mocha pot. Now, the roast I have here is a roast catered for espresso by none other than Blue Bottle. I've done the review on the winter single origins. This is the 17-foot ceiling. I've tried this before, but so I can get some of the flavor notes and how I feel about them on camera, I'd like to do a review of it here on the show.
So I did about 25 to 26 grams of coffee, and I ground them just 1 notch finer on my Baratza Encore than I would do with drip coffee. You'll have to excuse me, I'm not as versed on the mocha pot as I am with other coffee techniques. For the first time ever on the Java Hour, I am having milk with my coffee. And not just milk, but whisked milk. Isn't that special? So I'm letting the mocha pot cool off, and I'm also going to give that coffee a whisk, as I've been told by other people you should aerate your coffee as well. And voila, a poor man's macchiato. Well, since it is New Year's Eve, we're going to be pairing it with chocolate and Nutella. This also happens to be our 10th episode. My 10th episode. I worked for it all the way from the bottom up. I'm so happy I have like 100-something subscribers now. But I mean, at the end of the day, all of that really doesn't matter. I'm just happy to be here on YouTube and doing something that is remotely worthwhile, also that and music. So thank you guys so much. I've got my side pairings here very crudely placed. And I have my mocha pot of the 17th foot ceiling. Cheers. The flavor notes here are described as caramel, almond, and dried cherry. Funny enough, what I taste is a little bit of dark chocolate, red wine. I can taste maybe a hint of what they describe as the dried cherry. I'm tasting more wine, and what's funny is I hate red wine. But when it's described as being a coffee flavor note, it's usually pretty good. One of the cool things about their products is they always give you these little postcards with it that kind of tell you about the recipes, what they pick up flavor-wise from this coffee. Here it states, we developed this blend for our cafe on Mint Plaza in downtown San Francisco. It's a pleasant, consistent espresso, plump and complex. 17-foot ceiling is like dripping through the New Yorker, sophisticated without teetering on hoity-toity, edifying without being taxing. Well, I have no idea what that second paragraph means, but yeah, I agree. It's very, very good. So I'm gonna keep sipping this. It's got a nice sharpness to it. A slight bit of acidity, not a lot. This is a very, very dark roast, especially for Blue Bottle, considering they do a lot of single origins and catering to the third wave sort of crowd. I'm going to show you kind of the color of these beans here. Oh, shit. Now, while the majority of this roast is dark, it is a blend, so you'll see a few beans that are of a lighter color. Yeah, I had never had the 17-foot ceiling before, but I always saw it on their website. And the way they advertise it, I mean, look at this. This is. I mean, if you're a addict like me, then this will appeal to all of your senses. You'll immediately get a dopamine rush just by looking at this image. Also, you have to be careful with mocha pots because this thing is literally a live grenade. I can imagine with too much pressure, this thing would explode shrapnel, like in one of those World War II films. I'm an absolutely disgusting human being. I'm turning into one of those mukbangers. You guys see that shit? That shit's horrible. It's awful. I mean, I'm probably fairly unhealthy, but I mean, I don't need to eat a 30-piece chicken meal by myself. Do you? I don't think you do either. I mean, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but shit. 30 pieces of chicken to yourself? Holy maybe in high school, I don't know. This is excellent, especially if you have an at-home espresso maker or a mocha pot that can handle something this robust. I think it is well worth it. If you like Blue Bottle, also I would recommend getting a mocha pot because I've tried the Bella Donovan with the mocha pot. That was excellent. This is well worth it. Well, actually, I can't say that because this was given to me as a gift. So, thank you. My mom got this for me. I'm probably biased because I did this in mocha pot form, but this is a 10 out of 10. Well, we are back in the humble abode of my guest bedroom right now.
And well, there's sort of a reason for this. I don't know if my voice sounds any different, but apparently some of my family members have come down with COVID. And now I'm starting to feel some symptoms. And well, with today off of work and then tomorrow off of work, I might as well do the last segment in our review.
Lastly, we have Intelligentsia's Frequency Blend.
Pretty unfamiliar with this company. Apparently, I have friends who have actually been to the Intelligentsia cafes. I received this as a gift for Christmas, and it was a 3 sampler pack of 3 different coffees. One of the other ones was a dark roast called El Diablo, and that one was really good. It was a little bit more, once again, it was a dark roast that wasn't just completely burnt, and, you know, the only flavor you get is, you know, the classic burnt sludge diner coffee. This one is the Frequency Blend, and then there's one other blend. So the Frequency Blend is a blend of coffees from Brazil and El Salvador, and the flavor notes are golden raisin, raw sugar, and molasses. I like the logo with the pair of wings, with the latte in the center. The artwork in the coffee is like an eye. Ooh, you know, for you people investigating the Illuminati out there. Uh-oh. It's good packaging. It's very minimalistic. It's very simple. I like the color of red. Yeah, so going in. I do taste what they describe as the golden raisins. It has a slight amount of tartness, which is probably what they're describing as the raisins. And then it's got a nice finish. The aftertaste is more of the molasses, probably, or the raw sugars they're describing. In comparison to the 17-foot ceiling and the Onyx, this probably has the lowest rating out of the 3, but it's still really, really good. The way this coffee feels on my tongue, it's very silky. It's not really oily. It's very, very smooth in terms of consistency, the way it tastes. Let's see what the beans look like here. The beans themselves smell delicious. They're very dry. Some of them are smaller, some of them are bigger. I don't know exactly which ones are Brazil and which ones are El Salvador, but yeah, this is an interesting flavor combination. And the sad thing, once again, apparently in the coffee community, or whatever you want to call that, certain people, I guess, do not care for blends, as they are a crowd-pleasing mechanism, which I don't see anything wrong with. I think that's part of the magic of a blend, is actually, that's more impressive to me in some cases than a single origin, because you're taking 2 different species of coffee bean, different flavor profiles, putting several different flavor profiles together to create one big Frankenstein. That to me is very impressive. So that concludes this set of reviews. Number 3, this one here, this Frequency Blend from Intelligentsia, still very good even at the lowest rating. Number 2, I'm gonna have to say the 17-foot ceiling. Maybe it was wrong to do an espresso review in this, considering it's 2 drip coffees and the 1 espresso, but man, that one is absolutely fantastic. I think it almost could stand on its own. Then lastly, at number 1, I gotta say the Onyx Krampus roast. Man, that was good. That is absolutely delicious. I mean, the cinnamon aftertaste or the baker spice, wonderful. Highly recommend that. I don't even care how kitschy or you know, commonplace, you know, the whole Krampus marketing thing is. You know, it's pretty dang incredible. And I'll probably end up reviewing Onyx again on this show, because they have great stuff. Tropical weather, like I said, fantastic. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I will see you guys next time on the Java Hour.